Hi, welcome to Tamika's Story Time. If you haven't hit that subscription button, I encourage you to do so. If you can, give me thumbs up, hit that notification so you can know when the next video is coming. And I will share with you a cautionary tale. This is my tea, ginger lemon, and this is my Live Good Super Greens. You can get this at Tamika's Healthy Choice, livegood.com. Whole body health. I'm just going to take a sip. This cautionary tale is about a maternal homicide, the preventive measures that could maternal homicide. This is about a young lady named Shaniqua Hall. She was 21 years old. By all accounts, she was a beautiful, vivacious young lady who, through her beautiful smile, and absorbed the likings of this young man, Darius Robinson. They began courting each other because she went on a job interview and he was there. And they began courting each other, and soon it became a full blossomed relationship. And Shaniqua had a really tight-knit family who gave her a lot of love and support, and Darius, on the other hand, didn't have that. So that was a real refreshing, welcoming thing in this young man's life, because he didn't have what she had. And her family welcomed him into the home and into the family right away, you know, under the likings and the affections of Shaniqua. And throughout that courtship, they got pregnant, and she had a little girl. They had a little girl, and they were, even though they weren't financially stable, the family gave them the love and support for them to feel comfortable enough with going along with the pregnancy and helping them along throughout their pregnancy. And soon he began to flourish with the love and support of her family. He was able to pick up another job, if you will, and take courses at a university to further his education. He was going to church with the family on, once a week. So it was like a whole new leaf, a whole new life for him when he met Shaniqua. So it was so many positive things that she brought into his life, and a daughter being one of them. So with that, once they had their little girl and they started moving along in life, they moved out onto their own. They moved from the family home into their own place. And once they moved into their own place, then that's where the cracks began. The late night calls, the late night return from work, from Darius. So Shaniqua began to suspect that he was stepping out of the relationship, and she soon found proof of that when she found out that he was holding a whole nother relationship on the side, and that this young lady was pregnant, and she was also pregnant. At the time, Shaniqua discovered that he had a full-fledged outside relationship, and that the young lady was pregnant. She was also pregnant too. And they began to correspond with each other, her and this other young lady. And unbeknownst to Darius Robinson, when he found out, he was furious. He was infuriated that they were communicating with each other, and they were coercing what was being told to one from the other, So he didn't like that at all. And he felt that they were talking about him and discussing him, and it somehow became about him. And Shaniqua put him out, and he went to the other young lady. And her family advised, do not let him back in, move on with your life, let him move on with his. But of course, that's not how it goes. We if you say go left, we gonna go right. When you say go right, we gonna go left. That's how it works in love. Go figure. Well, needless to say, against her family's advice, once he stepped out on that other young lady and she found out, she kicked him out, and Shaniqua let him back in. And when she let him back in, she's every bit of 6 months pregnant. And as she's going through her pregnancy and working hard, she's taking care of her daughter, have a full-time job. He's supposed to be still attending the university that he met this other girl at and going to work. Needless to say, he had picked up another relationship. So he has another relationship he's seeing outside of the girl that's pregnant. So Shaniqua confronts him on that. And when she confronts him on the relationship that he's having and he's continued to do and step out on her, he didn't like that either. So she told him he had to leave. Well, needless to say, this man acted as if he was going to leave the home, and when she turned her back, he busted her upside her head. When he busted her upside her head, she fell to the side of the bed, and she is every bit of 9. She's 9 months pregnant at this point. He duct taped her, strangles her, and then put lighter fluid all over her body and sets her on fire, and closed the bedroom door, walks out the apartment with his daughter. This is July 18th, 2012, and 112 degrees weather of Phoenix, Arizona. He calls the 911. They record him. They listen to him. They send the fire department. Once the fire department comes, it's smoke coming from the apartment door. It's not fire. It's smoke. So they go inside the apartment. They follow where the smoke is coming, and they open the bedroom door to find Shaniqua Hall duct taped, gagged, and set ablaze. Her body didn't burn because he closed the door, not knowing that fire needs oxygen, and once he closed that door, it kind of like smothered out the fire, and that's why it was just intense smoke. But it had burned her enough. It burned her in the room enough. It was horrific, nonetheless. So when her mother arrives to go to the apartment, they asking her, to step back, and she's devastated. Her daughter's inside. Her daughter didn't make it. She's deceased. And she's, asking where Darius is, her granddaughter, and they let her know that they're both safe, and he's being questioned. She takes the granddaughter. She gets the granddaughter, and the detectives is interrogating Darius, and upon their interrogation, they discovered that he had went to the supermarket and purchased through the local supermarket with surveillance camera. They see him purchasing the duct tape and the lighter fluid. And this is how they determined, okay, this man is purchasing these things. And then upon that, they found out that he had 2 women. It was Shaniqua pregnant, as well as another young lady. So they bring the other young lady in and they question her. She gives her accounts that they didn't have any malice to each other. She didn't have no hard feelings towards Shaniqua. It wasn't her fault. They were both blindsided by his lies, and that they were not in a bad place. They were actually looking forward to their children being, having their children together as siblings. So with that, she was cleared, and she had an alibi. She wasn't even in the state at the time that this happened. So it goes back to Darius, and they present all the facts that they have on him. They lock him up. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. And when they find out, why did you set your lady on fire? He didn't want to pay child support for 3 babies. So this is a case, again, about child support. So it brings me back to this very topic of child support, the fear. This is 9 times out of 10 with these maternal homicides is all about the child support. Fellas, this is not a reason to destroy your life, to throw your life away. This is not a bullet to your head until you react and try to get rid of the problem. You create a mountain of problems. You're going to dig your own grave by responding in the way that you're responding when you think that homicide is going to resolve your problem. That's not a resolution. And it's not a solution to your problem. I understand that you feel as though a baby is a threat because it cripples you. You feel crippled financially because of this fear factor of child support. The system is set up as reactive, not proactive. So if you feel as though I go back in all my videos, but I'm going to go back to the point. In my videos, I stress, fellows, you have the choice before the woman has the choice. And I mean that wholeheartedly and sincerely and as honestly as I can put it. You have the choice before that woman has a choice. Protect yourself. If the protection don't work, I understand in the heat of the moment, things happen. You want what you want when you want it. Okay. And she comes up pregnant. Don't think, I got to murk this lady or this girl so that they don't have this child and I can live honky-dory and go on about my business, because that's not how it's going to happen. Just FYI. You're going to get picked up. And if you don't get picked up, somebody's going to pick you out. You dig? So just know that's that's just common sense. You're going down for double murder. First degree double murder. So you're going down for a long time. Because you're killing 2 people at one. That's 2 people. You taking out. Whether you see it that way or not. But there is options. There are other options. If you feel as though, if you can't talk to this woman, this young lady, or whoever's once you determine this is your child, once you know that this is your child, and and this girl is going down to child support, or she's getting on the system, which the system picks it up, and they want to put you on the child support, let them put you on child support. You go down and get what they can't take, what you don't have. And what you don't have, go let them know. I don't have it, but I want to contribute. I am a contributing factor to this child's life. I buy my child this, I do that. But they want to see, you could buy your child diapers, milk, you could do all that, and you could take care of your child. But if it's not on record, it's not happening. It has to be a paper trail. So you go down there and you say, look, I'm the father XYZ. I want to get myself put on child support so that my child can be taken care of. Whether you taking care of them or not. You have to be active. If you just like you proactive and going to hunt this woman down and you going to murder her, and you done put all that thought process and how you going to do all that and all that energy and doing all that. Now you got to put more energy of hiding and running and all this and ducking and diving and lying. Put all that energy and saying, look, this is what it is. I make XYZ and I need for this to be taken out for my child support. You think they're going to say, oh, no, get out of here. You go. You don't come down here. We come for you. No. They're going to say, okay, we going to work this out. You on paper now. You can go about your business. You'll be $22 a month, $22 every 2 weeks, whatever it may be. But at least you're on there. And they can't come after you. Because you're already paying. So, and then there's other, if you feel like, oh, I don't even want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with her. I don't want to be bothered. Sign your rights over. You can go there and say, I want to sign my rights over. I'm not, I can't take care of the child. Each state has their own laws. Wherever state you in, do your homework. Do your due diligence. Put that effort, all that, because all that energy and effort that you putting in trying to murk this lady and the baby, put all that energy and effort into trying to educate yourself and be proactive on what your rights are. Limited and few as they may be, if that may be the case, you utilize your rights. Point blank, period. It's nothing that could go. No, because you already know that the court's going to favor the woman because of the child. But if you go down there and say, hey, and there's another option. You could go down there and say, hey, this is my child I have with this young lady, and I want to file for partial custody of my child. There you go. You can file for partial custody of your child. That takes it out of that woman's hand, and that puts it, okay, because it's going to automatically go back. If she's not, unless she's not filing for child support or she's not on the system, that's the only way that you're not going to pay child support. Okay? One of two factors is going to get you into that plug. But if you want to remain self-sufficient and empowered, utilize your rights. You do have rights too. You don't have to feel like, oh my God, no, you're not. You're not dead until you put that bullet into her head. You're dead. Yeah, absolutely. Because when you walk through them prison doors, you could you're dead. Because you're going away, and you're going far away. And there's another brother that can tell you about that far away land, and his name is called Dante. And you go visit the Dante show. He'll tell you all about that far away land. But I'm telling you, before you get there, don't go there. You don't have to go there. That maternal homicide, no, don't do that. Because you want to wait for two people. Even though you killed one. In your head, you killed one, but you're killing two. And it's not worth it. Forever looking over your shoulders. Even if you think you got to wait, you got to always look over your back. You're going to not be able to have any life because you're waiting any day. Anytime somebody come through that door, you waiting for them to pick you up and take you out. Anytime you walk down that street, you waiting for somebody to pick you up or take you out. What kind of life is that? That's no life to live. That's no life to live, and that's not living. That's just existing. Come on, you can do better, be better. Make that decision. In this day and age, nobody should be just popping up. Talking about, oops, no. It's too much out here. Way too much out here. So you shouldn't even be putting your body out there like that. Everybody needs to be particular, if you know what I mean. You must be particular with your body. And I'm just saying, it don't matter that you're a man. That's even more. And especially if you're an African American man, you're being hunted on every lane, every angle. Every angle. I was a woman that always wanted the son. And today I thank God that God knows better. He knows better. So that's why stop thinking on your own. You got to seek God first. Before you do anything, go to God first. Let him lead you to that woman that you want, that you're supposed to be with, or you intend on being with. Let him lead you in the spirit. Because if you pick, we're going to pick wrong. It's always divine purpose, divine intervention. You want to keep that close in your life. Divinity and the Holy Trinity in your life as close in your daily walk as possible. Because this is some real, and I don't have to say it, but it is. It's some real demonic times out here and some real demonic people out here. And they don't have no purpose but to entrap you, to trick you, to manipulate you, to make your life hard and complicate you, or to do you harm. So with all those elements out there that's constantly coming at you, you might as well have this relationship with God. For those that this is their heaven, oh, this is my heaven, so be it. That's your heaven. This is your heaven. But I know that this is not heaven. I may have heavenly experience here, but I know that this is not my heaven. No, not at all. So with that understanding, I say I hope that this was a blessing for someone, because this is why I share these stories, not just to tell a story, but to give you something for man and woman. This is not just for one for one sex, for one gender. No, this is for everybody that feel themselves in a real messed up situation, and they feel like I can't get out because this person has all the power. Well, guess what? You have some power too. And I'm not talking about picking up that gun and pulling the trigger. No. I'm talking about the power of rational reasoning. Be reasonable. Be rational. So I say, I pray that you was blessed with this story, or maybe another story that I've done. But look forward to me releasing another story for you. And I hope that this was a blessing to you, and that you bless someone else. And God will continue to bless you. And if you will allow me to continue to bless you with more stories, I would love to. Stick in with your girl. I'll stick in with you. And I got more story times to give you. Testimonies and cautionary tales, if you will. God bless and be blessed. Peace.